Welcome back, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity coming at you with another video on the Honda Ruckus, which seems to be the topic of conversation. Really all I want to do is just get it right. Last time I had it right, you guys didn't see very many videos on it, but mostly moto vlogs and riding on it, but this time I'm just having some issues. You noticed from before I've had issues with my headlights. Well, I was riding over to Ruck City, and one of the mistakes I made in my wiring, which is one of the reasons I'm a believer in a harness being your problem and in a GY6 swap. Well, what happened was I had set up all the wires correctly, but I did not give them enough slack. So turning left and right was putting strain on the cables. Well, my perfect self, woo! I went ahead and put butt connectors on everything, and as I would turn too much, it would loosen those butt connectors and they would fall off. Well, one of them was my headlight harness. When it came unplugged, I plugged it back into the wrong butt connector because I left some butt connectors open from some other previous wiring that I had done on a brand new harness, of course, and it blew the headlights out. So, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to create an independent harness for my headlights, LED headlights, with a switch on my handlebars so I can turn off and on my handlebars. But I don't want it to just be a switch with all the current going through it. So I want to build one with a 12 volt 30 amp relay to regulate or to keep the power going across, so I'm not going to fry any switches or anything like that, and then put an inline fuse into that. A completely independent harness for my headlights. Why? Well, because I want to build one. I've never done it before, and I think it would be kind of neat to have something like that. I've been kind of building harnesses lately, or little bits and pieces, ever since I got butt connectors and a pin crimper. So yeah, I want to give that a try. So I want to show you what I created. Okay, so here's what I created. First of all, I used a relay right here. It's a 5-pin relay, which I don't use the red wire in here. And the original headlight harness goes into the relay right here, and then this goes to the handlebar switch, which I have not gotten yet. It's supposed to be delivered yesterday. Here's the ground, and here's the inline fuse. So what's supposed to happen is I will hook this up to my battery, and this goes to the switch. And whenever I push the button on the switch, the relay will close the circuit and turn on the headlights. Now, why use a relay? Well, a relay is a good way of making a switch connecting a circuit without actually having the amperage and voltage going through the actual switch itself. So that's one less point of failure. Plus, this is much safer than using just a regular loop and then just putting a switch on it, on one part of it. You're going to use this relay that will connect that circuit. This is kind of like, I guess you could call it a circuit breaker, almost. But you know, when you flip the circuit breaker to turn off and on your house, instead of you flipping that switch, you're running voltage that goes to something that flips that switch for you. But anyways, I want to kind of show you how I want to hook it up, or at least how I want to run all this, how I designed the harness to run through the bike. Okay, so here's how I envisioned it. And I'm not sure you can see all these parts, but I'll do my best to do editing in post. So the power right here will go off the battery, right? And then the relay will go underneath in this gap. I'll put the ground to this bolt right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a bolt right here. This will stick up so it can go through the top right here to the bars for the switch. And then this can hang down here to connect to the headlights. So after I zip tie this securely in place, and after I get my bar connectors, which I did create a clip connector right here, but now when I have this down here, I should have slack for when I turn the steering wheel left and right. So what am I waiting for? That's a great question. Well, I ordered some parts from Amazon that were supposed to be delivered yesterday, but they never came in. The headlights and the handlebar switch for the headlights. It's just basic clip-on with a little button on it. And then the headlights, I got the same headlights because they were 20-watt a piece bulbs, and they weren't super expensive. I may change the bulbs if they blow out again, but that's a lot of wasted money. But it was the reason they blew the first time is because of me. So we're gonna go ahead and wait. Those should get here today. And through the power of post-editing magic, I will have the headlights and the switch now. Ta-da! The parts are here. Here are the light bulbs, the headlight bulbs. And here is the switch. Cool thing about the switch is it's metal. I enjoy that. Like, it's not focusing on the switch, but whatever. But look, I already went ahead and created the harness on the back. So what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and do a time lapse of me zip tying and installing everything onto the bike. And then we can look at the result, see how well it works. Okay, well, that wasn't much of a time lapse, but here is the initial wiring. So here is the switch for the headlights, right? And then it comes down into here. Here's the lead for the switch. Got the crimp. Here's the power. Goes into the harness, that goes into the relay, which I've tucked nicely under here. The ground is on this bottom little bolt down here. Still have to figure out how I'm gonna deal with all this, but I got that in with the headlights, and I could turn on and off my headlights. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but listen. You can hear the relay clicking inside of there. So now the power to the headlights is a completely independent system with its own fuse, its own relay, and its own switch. Drawback: someone could just walk up to my bike and push the headlights and leave it on all the time, which is something I didn't think about. So I'm gonna have to figure a way to get that into the ignition. I also was thinking in line to the power, put some type of capacitor in to help even out the power when your battery starts to get low and it starts to fluctuate up and down between, you know, maybe it bounces a little bit below 11 volts. below 12 volts, then it can even that power out to keep it from doing that, and then maybe not get some crazy flicker. But this is the epitome of direct current for this bulb. Well, there you have it, the custom LED harness with relay and inline fuse directly to the battery. It does have its drawbacks, but there'll be situations where we can resolve those or figure those out. But anyways, if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to comment on that I can make this better, then go ahead, please let me know. If you want to make one of these, or you want me to help you make one of these, or show you the parts that I made, or even make a wire diagram, let me know. I'm not going to really publish this because it's not really a final product yet, but I'd be happy to share. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see everybody in the next video.